A Man Who Can't Lie or Hate. A personal reflection on truth and compassion. At first glance, the title, A Man Who Can't Lie or Hate, might seem like pure fiction, a fairy tale too idealistic for the complexities of our modern world. After all, most of us lie and experience hate in some form almost daily, often without even realizing it. We live in a reality saturated with superficial distractions, social expectations, and pressures that make honesty and emotional purity feel not only rare, but nearly impossible. Some of us call them white lies, harmless and socially acceptable. Others claim to despise liars while ironically masking their own truths. In truth, we all lie, whether to protect ourselves, to shield others from pain, to gain advantage, or to avoid confrontation. Psychology tells us that lying is a defense mechanism. It helps some people cope with fear, shame, or trauma. Others lie to construct a version of reality that feels safer or more flattering. Lies are not always malicious, but they are always distortions of truth. There are many types of lies. Lies of omission, exaggeration, self-deception, or even silence in the face of injustice. Over time, repeated exposure to lies, in politics, media, relationships, has desensitized us. Lying has become so normalized that we rarely pause to question our motivations. Why do we lie? Do the benefits ever outweigh the consequences? And can a lie ever truly protect us when truth inevitably rises to the surface? The more we lie, the more we have to lie to maintain the illusion. But truth has a quiet resilience. Even when buried under layers of deception, it shines through. And when it does, it often hurts more than it would have in the beginning. Worse still, the lie doesn't just harm the person deceived, it wounds the liar. It chips away at our self-respect, our integrity, our dignity. Hate, though a different emotion, is equally corrosive, perhaps even more dangerous. Hate can completely consume a person, distorting perception and destroying compassion. It transforms us into aggressive, bitter, selfish, even violent versions of ourselves. It disconnects us from our core values and from the love we are all born with. Hate damages not just others, but our very soul. Why do we hate? According to psychology, hate is often born of fear, insecurity, or past trauma. It can feel easier to hate than to forgive, easier to blame than to understand. Hate is sometimes mistaken for strength, but in reality, it is a sign of internal struggle and unresolved wounds. Hate is reactive. Love is conscious. We often find convenient justifications for our lies and hatred. We blame the world, our childhoods, our partners, or even entire cultures. But the truth remains. We can live better, fuller, more peaceful lives without lying or hating. And yes, even in today's chaotic world, there are people who genuinely refuse to lie or hate, not out of ignorance or naivety, but out of conscious choice and inner strength. Let me share a personal truth. I am one of them. I am a simple man. I cannot lie. I will remain silent if I prefer not to answer, but I will not say something that isn't true. Likewise, I cannot hate, even if someone hurts me deeply. Hate feels foreign to me, like a language I never learned to speak. I often ask myself, what could I possibly gain by lying or hating? The answer is always the same: nothing lasting, nothing real. Lying and hating only lead to more of the same: more deception, more pain, more disconnection. They erode trust, respect, and humanity. My mother once told me, "He who lies is capable of anything, stealing, cheating, even committing a crime." And every day I witness this unfortunate truth in the world around me. I've always admired the film Liar Liar starring Jim Carrey, a satirical masterpiece that shows how deeply rooted lies are even in our legal systems. The movie humorously reveals a harsh reality. Even in courtrooms, truth is often manipulated for personal gain. The film made me reflect. What would our world look like if we all chose honesty over manipulation? I won't pretend it's easy to live this way. It takes courage, especially if you don't come from privilege or haven't had strong support in life. It takes self-awareness, education, and above all, self-respect. Many people around me call me naive. They say I don't love myself enough because I allow others to take advantage of me. But I know the opposite is true. I love myself too much to allow my soul to be tainted by lies or hatred. I refuse to sink to a level that robs me of my peace and purpose. I choose truth over convenience. I choose compassion over resentment. And that, I believe, is real strength, not weakness. It is the strength to say, I'm sorry when I'm wrong, rather than inventing a lie. It is the power to say, forgive me when I hurt someone, rather than justifying my actions. It is the ability to remain grounded in integrity, even when the world tries to shake it loose. Dear brothers and sisters, I know it sounds idealistic, but we can live without lies and hatred. It's not about being perfect. It's about choosing better every day. The world doesn't need more hate, more division, more deception. What it desperately needs is people brave enough to speak the truth and kind enough to forgive. If you disagree, that's okay. I welcome your perspective, sincerely. Let's have a conversation. Let's strive to understand, not to judge. And let's remember, love, truth, and respect will always be harder paths, but they're the only ones worth walking.